Unstoppable Morgan. She comes to a realization, and Nomadic Fanatic, he finally got his glasses. What's up, everybody? I hope everybody had a good weekend. Yeah, I had a comment about my shirt again, so yeah, I had to make sure that I wore the appropriate one to piss people off and get them talking, because that's what I like. All right, let's see. So today it's supposed to be like 68, 69 degrees with rain, thunderstorms, and even some high, possibly damaging wind. And then tomorrow it's supposed to be in the 30s. So this weather this year has been all screwed up. But yeah, just got to deal with it. What are we going to do? All right, let's jump into the Nomad stuff, because that's what you're here for, right? All right, we talk about Quartzsite this year a lot. We talked, and we had, the great Nomadic Fanatic. He talked about his Quartzsite, how Quartzsite is toxic, and then we had a whole bunch of people refuting that claim, and I've talked about it just as a viewer. It seems like it's changed, and it has been changing over the years. And, well, we have Shadow Wolf, and he talks about his experience over the years, and he thinks it's changed as well. I couldn't play a clip because he has some music in the background. Not sure if it's copyright free or not, so I'm not going to take the chance. But yeah, he talks about how he thinks it's changed. So I'll leave a link to this video below. You can go over and check it out and hear what he has to say. And yeah, he talks about people dumping their tanks and just throwing piss bottles out and dumping their piss all over the place, and it stinks, and yeah, I know. Well, just move. Well, then you move, and then somebody else is doing it down the wash. So it's just a constantly move. And I know you've been in places where you had no problems at all, and you've been going for years, and it's all who you hang out with, and everything's fine, and there's no. I know. Wherever you are is bliss. Well, I wasn't there, but there's people that say it's not so great, and it is changing this year. Make up your own mind. I don't give a fuck what you think, but I'm just sharing what this guy says. All right, now we have Matty Van Halen. He took his van in because he got that new transmission put in. We talked about that, and he checked the levels, and the level was low, so he took it in to make sure there was no leaks and all this other stuff. So they gave it the once over. They put it up on the lift, and they looked for leaks and this and that, and they did find that he has some bad shocks and needs some shocks replaced. But no, there's nothing wrong with the transmission. It's just you have to check it when it's hot, after it's run for a while on level ground, and this and that and all that other stuff. It's just one of those things that you should know, which is going to lead me to this little bit of advice or observation, if you will. Now, this is just me thinking out loud, but wouldn't you think that people that live in a vehicle would have some basic knowledge of how their vehicle works, and a little bit of mechanical knowledge of how these things operate, like how to check your coolant level, where to check your coolant level, not to open a closed system, not to look at it when it's hot, how to check your oil, how to change your oil, how to look at your brake fluid. Again, if you're Johnny homeowner and you're somebody's wife or whatever, and you just get in and you live in your home and you just drive back and forth to work, and a little idiot light comes on and you take it to the shop. But when you live in a vehicle, it's not just your transportation, it's your home. Wouldn't you think these people would take a little bit of time? You don't have to be a master mechanic, just like you don't have to be a master carpenter or know things, or a master electrician. But when you own a home, you know that, we got to check this, and the P-trap, that's where a bunch of gunk is, and if it's clogged, you do that. Little things. You don't have to know how to build a house, but you have to know how to do things. And to me, personally, again, if you live in a vehicle, wouldn't you know that there's a hot and a cold line on your little dipstick, and how to check your transmission fluid, and how to do all these things? I don't know. Maybe it's just me overthinking things, but I know personally, if I lived in a vehicle, I would damn sure know how that thing works, what the tire pressure should be, what it is, how to check it, where to fill it, all that good shit, you know? But, oh well, it's the Wheeled Wonders. I guess they're going to do what they do, and I guess the Bob didn't teach them that yet. All right, Anna here from Anna's Adventures. She's off the road. She took a little vacay. She went to Florida and spent a week down there having some fun, hanging out with a friend, going kayaking and all kinds of stuff. So if you want to see what she's been up to, go over to Anna's Adventures. There'll be a link below, and you can go check her out, see what she's doing until she gets back on the road. And then we have Jeepsy. I don't know, something about confronting her stalker. Yeah, I don't know what's going on with that. Guess it's been going on for 2 years, according to the video, and there's a little altercation, and she's talking about how no one will help her, or the police won't do anything, and all this other stuff, so she's having a rough time with that. And I don't know, so I just started watching her a little bit ago, so I don't know the whole backstory. I haven't been watching her for years and years and years, so if you guys know what's going on, you know what's going on, but I'm not quite sure. I'm trying to get caught up, and I'm not familiar with the story, but I have seen mentions of, her little issues and confrontations and all these other things. So whatever the case may be, I don't know, maybe go in and file a restraining order or do whatever. That way you have that little piece of paper. I know a lot of the times it's, they won't do nothing until it's too late, so to speak. But at least if you have that paper that you did file that if they're running into you all the time, you can say, hey. So I don't know, just a suggestion. Maybe she already did that. Again, I don't know. I'm not that familiar with the story. I'm playing catch up. But if you know and you are interested in it, go over to Wandering Jeepsy. All right. Is there some kind of group that everyone got the same comment from? Because I don't know. I've had several, that's right, not just one, not just two, but several comments with the exact same wording. And there was a couple variations of that, but it's almost like it was a copy and paste statement from somewhere. And I kind of find it hard to believe that everybody had the exact same wording and the exact same thought with, again, just a few variations. But it had to do with Tater's wording of being engaged. And the consensus for some of these people was that Tater said it, and it's the first time he's been engaged at the age of 44. Well, if you want to spin it that way and you want to take it that way or you want to interpret it that way, I guess that's your prerogative. But if you go ahead and you look at grammar and you think of things the way the English language goes, I don't think so. I take it a different way. See, Tater's exact words, according to the video and the transcript, was, I'm engaged for the first time ever at 44. Now, the word ever, first time ever. And I guess the twist is, well, he said the first time ever at 44. So they're taking it as, well, yes, this is the first time he's ever been engaged at 44. But no, had he said this is the first time at 44 I've ever been engaged, maybe. But he said first time ever. As in, this is the first time I've ever been engaged, and it's at the age of 44. Not that this is the first time I've been engaged at 44. Well, yeah, it probably is the first time you've been engaged at 44. But the word ever, this is the first time ever. So, throughout my entire life, or ever, the span of time, this is the first time ever I've been engaged. So I guess if you interpreted it a different way, and I guess if you're going to put a spin on it, and I'm sure Tater will put a spin on it, but no. And then there was I got a couple, not too many, but a couple of the Lunar New Year thing. Oh, I'm not a Disney fan. I don't care about the Lunar New Year. And to be quite honest, I didn't watch every minute of that video because I don't watch them sitting on the little rides and going through, and I don't really give two shits. I watched the important part. I skimmed through when they were sitting there eating and talking. I watched. I kind of saw the menu with the Lunar New Year. Didn't click. Don't care. Not a Disney fan. I got the important parts, and besides, we already know what the deal is. We already know that his videos are released late, 2-3 weeks. I mean, he was in California the day before his court date, and it was posted like 2 or 3 weeks after the fact. It's no surprise that the engagement video went up weeks later. It's not a surprise to me. So everybody coming over, well, I know. We already made videos about and showed his little Mickey watch saying what the date was, and the video was released 2 weeks later. So we know it wasn't yesterday when he puts out a video. So calm down, relax. So next we got Tater finally got his glasses. That's right. After all this time, I don't know, it's been months, almost half a year, I guess. He can't go to the doctors. He ordered glasses. They never came. But anyway, he finally managed to get his glasses. And oh boy, I can't wait to hear the drama-filled story about this big debacle, why it took so long, because I know it's going to be a big to-do when Tater finally tells you the story of how he got his glasses. Now, before I move on from Tater, I just wanted, this isn't the comment of the day, but I just wanted to throw this little comment up because I thought it was interesting, and I did appreciate it. So this comment is what I appreciate about this channel, meaning me, thank you, most is you know how to tell a story. You do not assume. You do not project. It's just based on facts. And if it's not, then you note that. Everything is well put together and well said every day. And I just wanted to say thank you. I wanted to acknowledge that publicly because I kind of pride myself. Now, there's lots of channels that say, and I'm excluding parody channels because parody is different. It's not based on they're telling, what's going on. It's a parody of things. But there's a lot of channels out there that they like to talk, but they don't have anything because the person they're talking about doesn't divulge a lot of personal. So they just say stuff. He's doing this, he's doing that, blah, 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 da, 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 da. For an example, do you know how much money I make? No. Why? Because I don't say anything. So they just make shit up. They say things. He's doing this. He's not doing that. He needs to do that. They don't know what I do. But so they just fill in the gaps and they make things up. And I try to watch a video, again, play a little clip and say, this is what's going on. And I tell you what's going on. And then I leave you a link to go to the video to go over and look for yourself if you so choose, or you can just listen to me babble and ignore it. But I will say I assume this, or this is a rumor, or I will say this is what happened. So let's move on to the unstoppable one. That's right. The lady back there, Morgan. Morgan is, she kind of finally realized that she's a mess. Her half-ass slap it together, do it however ways, finally caught up with her. She said that, she bought this land in Florida, and she said she hasn't been there much since Christmas, but she said she didn't want to live like she lived with a child, as a child. She was embarrassed to bring people over to the house and this and that because everything was a mess. And she wound up doing exactly that. She put her toy hauler there, which is supposed to be a temporary thing. And then she put up a yurt, and then she started collect. Oh, well, look, I found this. And she was, dumpster diving and finding wood and metal and post and this, and she was just collecting shit saying, oh, I'll use this later. And then she wound up living in a junkyard and living in a place where she would never take anybody because she was embarrassed and yada, yada, yada. So yeah, good old Morgan, she finally realized that, she has to make a change.
My truck is ghetto. My house is ghetto. My land is ghetto. I am done. Anyway, so I told you guys I'm putting a screeching halt to this ghetto-ass hillbilly life. I have no idea what tomorrow holds, okay? I have no freaking clue. But all I know is that if I have control over today, today's not going to look like this shit anymore.
Yep, so I guess something happened and Morgan snapped. And yeah, she said, I'm not going to do it anymore. All right, so that's the unstoppable one. And we haven't talked about her for a while because she's been kind of MIA, but there you go. She's around because she usually doesn't pop up until, Christmas time to the New Year's when the AdSense is all up and the numbers are up and everything's all good. She comes in and, does her little thing and sucks up all the the holiday AdSense, and then she goes away and you can only see her on Patreon. But I guess she decided to make a video. All right, let's move on to the comment of the day. All right, this comment is, can you people leave him alone for once? Nothing more than bullies. Disney was gifted to them. He mentioned it in the video. Same couple who sent Diana and her sons sent the two of them again. Their finances are no one's business but theirs. Such a sad life that all you do is rag on Eric. Well, it's not all I do. I do other things. But yeah, I mentioned this before. I'm a petty bitch. He came after me and did some things, and he's not little Mr. Innocent. So fuck the little tubby fuck. And yeah, I watch his videos. And as far as him being gifted, yeah, okay, so what? What's her name? Dora or Dory or whatever her name is? Yeah, the one that married the rich guy or dating the rich guy? Yeah. So they bought him that little pass where they could travel around. So that was what, like $300? But still, they still had to pay for all the food and the ring and everything else when he can't go to the doctors, or he still wants to get a public defender. So, yeah. And as far as his finances or nobody, well, how much, I said this earlier, how much do I make? How much money do I have? Oh, you don't know? Well, we know how much money Tater makes. You know how we know? Because he tells us. If he doesn't want shit to be known, then shut your gob and don't put it out for the world to see. If you don't want people talking about you being engaged at Disneyland, don't put out a video saying you were engaged at Disneyland. If you don't want people to talk about your finances, don't say, I make $98,000 a year and I have this many subscribers and I can't afford to get insurance and I need a public defender. And well, he didn't say that the public defender, but he talks about all kinds of shit, and he buys and he sells and he buys and he sells and he gets this and he buys that. And well, again, if you don't want people to talk, well, then I would suggest don't put it on the internet. And again, all you do. No, see, here's the thing. You don't click. Did you click on the video about young nomads and are they making a mistake? Did you click on that one? Oh, no, because you only click on the ones that have Nomadic Fanatic. So all you do is watch my videos that have Nomadic Fanatic in the title. You don't watch any of the other ones. Did you watch any of my drawings or paintings? No. Did you listen to me talk about Bunny or Dee or anybody else? Did you just hear me talk about Matty Van Halen and Anna's Adventures? No, because all I do is talk about Nomadic Fanatic. No, all you click on is when I talk about Nomadic Fanatic. So that's actually the truth. If you don't want me to just talk about Nomadic Fanatic, watch some of my other videos then and shut it.
This is BlindViews, and that's the way I see it.
What we do here is go back.